Me29F, working corporate HR, dealing with employee situations. Coworker Brian. 35 software architect wife died from cancer last year. Left him with 2 daughters aged 9 and 12 to raise. Always believed single fathers got praised for stepping up heroically, right? Society loves devoted dads who sacrifice for their kids, supposedly. Watch Brian's life implode in ways I never expected possible. First incident happened at Madison's school during orientation week meetings. Teacher explaining upcoming health class about puberty and female development. Pulls Brian aside, suggests maybe aunt or grandma should attend instead. Brian, confused, says he's perfectly capable of handling this topic. Teacher, uncomfortable, implies grown man shouldn't discuss female development topics. What if he says something inappropriate or makes girls uncomfortable? Brian asks if she'd say this to single mother parent. Teacher gets defensive, says it's different. Obviously mothers understand better. He insists on attending since Madison has no female relatives. Other parents whispering and staring at him during the meeting. One mom actually moves her daughter away from Madison immediately. Like widowhood is contagious, or Brian's suddenly dangerous to children. Madison notices, asks Dad why people are acting weird lately. He lies, says they're just giving them space to grieve, protecting her from knowing she's marked as different now forever. Next issue comes with sleepover requests from Madison's friends regularly. 3 different parents call to check on the situation carefully, asking if there will be female supervision during sleepover party. Brian explains he's the only parent but very responsible always. Suddenly their daughters can't make it anymore, scheduling conflicts mysteriously. Madison's birthday party. Only 2 kids show up sadly, down from 15 the previous year when mom was alive. She cries, asking if her friends hate her now somehow. Brian has to explain. Sometimes people get busy with life, but really they don't trust him around their young daughters. Younger daughter Emma needs new clothes for growth. Spurt urgently. Brian takes her shopping to Target for basic necessities only. Elderly woman approaches, asks where her mother is right now. Brian explains, wife passed away. He's shopping with daughter alone. Woman literally follows them around. Store watching suspiciously, constantly, annoyingly. Emma asks why the lady keeps staring at them weirdly. Security guard approaches, says they received concerned customer complaint immediately. Man alone with young girl in children's clothing section. Suspicious. Brian has to show family photos, prove she's his daughter. Emma humiliated, crying in middle of store from embarrassment completely. Other shoppers recording, assuming they're witnessing something dramatic happening live. Brian stops taking her shopping orders. Everything online, now exclusively. School nurse calls about Madison getting her first period unexpectedly. Brian rushes to school with supplies he kept prepared already. Nurse seems shocked. He knows what products to buy properly. Suggests maybe female family member should handle this situation instead. Brian firmly explains he's her only parent, period. End discussion. Takes Madison home, discusses everything calmly and appropriately, like parent. But Madison overheard. Nurse's comments feels like burden now, unfortunately. Starts hiding female health issues, not wanting to bother Dad. Gets severe cramps, won't tell. Brian pretends everything's fine, always. He finds out when teacher calls about Madison crying painfully. Heartbroken, his daughter suffers in silence because society's harsh judgment. Parent-teacher association meeting Brian. Only Dad attending that night. Moms discussing upcoming mother-daughter dance fundraiser event planning excitedly. Brian asks about father-daughter or parent-child option, politely. Room goes silent, everyone staring at him uncomfortably, awkwardly, immediately. President says they'll discuss it, but never follow up ever. Madison sees flyer at school, asks about going to dance. Has to explain. Some events aren't for families like theirs. Watches her face fall, understanding she's excluded from normal activities. Brian tries joining single-parent support group online for help. Moderator messages him saying it's female only, space sorry, exclusively. Suggests he find male-specific group for single fathers instead. Searches for hours, can't find any active groups anywhere online. Posts in parenting forum, asking for advice, handling daughters alone. Gets attacked for probably being creepy predators seeking victims, obviously. Why else would man want access to single moms group? Deletes post after receiving threatening private messages from angry women. Decides to try dating after year of grieving wife's death. Matches with nice woman on dating app seems promising initially. She asks about kids he mentions 2 daughters at home. Immediately unmatches when learns there's no mom involved at all. Happens repeatedly. Women running from widower with girls constantly. One actually says too much baggage for her to handle. Another worried about becoming instant mom, figure too much pressure. Few who don't run get weird about daughters asking questions. Asking invasive questions about their development and personal care needs. One date literally quizzes him about periods and female hygiene. Wants to ensure he's not traumatizing them with his ignorance. Emma's friend's mom finally allows supervised playdate at their house. Stays entire time watching Brian like hawk circling prey constantly. Makes comments about how house needs woman's touch desperately, obviously. Asks if girls eat proper meals without mother cooking for them. Inspects their bedrooms, checking for appropriateness and safety concerns thoroughly. Finds nothing wrong, but still seems suspicious and uncomfortable somehow. Brian overhears her calling husband afterward, whispering quietly concerns, saying something feels off, but can't put finger on it. Emma's friend never allowed over again after that one visit. Both girls gradually losing entire friend groups one by one. Invitations stop coming completely. Eventually, they're totally isolated socially. Brian considerately signs up to volunteer for school events regularly. Told they have enough volunteers, despite desperate email, please send. Sees other parents welcomed immediately, no questions asked at all. Realizes they don't want single father around children ever. Madison joins soccer team. Brian attends every game supporting her. Other parents form casual carpools for practice helping each other. Never invite Brian despite living on same street as them. Madison has to watch teammates leave together while waiting alone, while she waits for dad, feeling excluded and different. Teams sleep over at coach's house. Girls only rule strictly enforced, but parents stay too. So Brian asks to attend also. Told it would make other parents uncomfortable him being there. Madison only player who can't go to team bonding event. Cries herself to sleep that night, feeling left out completely. Brian finds her diary accidentally while cleaning her room later. Reads, "I wish mom was here so I could be normal. Dad tries, but everyone thinks we're weird now without mom. Maybe if I was a boy, it would be easier." Breaks his heart reading her pain, written privately there. She's blaming herself for society's discrimination against their family. Thinks being female makes dad's life harder and more complicated. Both girls start acting more mature than age requires them. Trying to parent themselves to help dad with daily tasks. Emma learning to braid her own hair, watching YouTube videos. Madison researching puberty questions online alone, afraid to ask dad. Afraid asking dad will make others judge him more harshly. Brian catches them whispering about female stuff in their room. Tells them they can ask him anything anytime, no judgment. They say they know, but don't want to cause trouble. His daughter's protecting him from society's judgment actively now. Children forced to carry adult emotional burden too young. Neighbor calls CPs reporting concerning behavior from Brian's house. Says grown man raising girls seems inappropriate and potentially dangerous. Investigator shows up, has to inspect entire house thoroughly immediately. Interviews both girls separately about their life with dad. Finds absolutely nothing wrong. Praises Brian's parenting skills actually, but trauma of investigation devastating for family emotionally and psychologically. Girls terrified they'll be taken away from dad forever. Start performing perfect behavior, constantly afraid of making mistakes. Afraid any mistake brings back investigators to separate them. Brian installs cameras everywhere for protection and documentation purposes. Documents every interaction with his daughters for evidence. Saves receipts from every purchase they need as proof. Living in constant fear of false accusations, ruining everything. The grief of losing wife compounded by society's treatment. by society punishing him for stepping up as parent. Two girls growing up feeling defective and abnormal constantly because their loving father isn't trusted by anyone. Watching other kids with single moms accepted completely, accepted, embraced, supported by community, without any questions, while they're treated like potential victims needing rescue, of the man who loves them most in world, Brian doing everything right, raising them with love. But society decided widowed fathers are dangerous automatically. Based solely on gender, nothing else matters apparently. That's what happens to widowed fathers with daughters. They become suspects in their own homes daily. Watched constantly judged for loving their kids properly, while their daughters suffer in isolated silence alone, punished for losing their mother to cancer tragically, and having audacity to be female children, with a father who actually cares about them.
Đúng giờ trường luôn.
Lucas 8 Bồ Pung, em chào chị.
Chào em. Ôi, tiếng game to quá. Bé bé bớt lại. To quá.